Good morning, everybody. Another beautiful day at the Reed homestead. Fall is here. It's nice and cool. I thought we'd take a walk out in the swamp, Gage and I, this morning. What else is new? Today we're going to try something different. I know I showed you guys this setup before, but I've been carrying the great big heavy tripod with me for the last 3 months. Today we're just going to go light. We're going to film with the AX700 and an Arca Swiss mount here where I've got 2 handles. Might make my life a little easier getting through all that brush back there. The only thing is we can't actually set up a static tripod if we do that, but hey, it's a chance I'm willing to take. Let's go for a walk. You know it's fall when the wild raisin starts growing in the yard. So that's a northern Ontario plant, and you can eat them. You can eat them raw. I've never ever tried one, so we'll do that now. Not as bitter. Oh no, I take that back. Ugh, I take that back. Bitter blueberry. Yeah, that's what it tastes like, a bitter blueberry. Fall is here. So today I want to head to the southeastern edge of the property. Nice big looper here. I'm pretty sure we would have filmed that guy before. That moose was in here a couple weeks ago and he was heading this way. And there's a great big wet swamp half a mile back here, so I want to go to the swamp and just take a look for tracks and video the edge of the far side of the swamp and see if maybe that moose, that nice big bull, is hanging around here somewhere. Nobody ever said I was quiet. Hard to be quiet in this stuff. Beautiful morning out here. Woods are full of cobwebs on a nice, cool, dewy morning. And I can hear that tree frog again behind me. Got a few trees here that are broken off, snapped off and bent over. I showed you guys in a previous video a strange set of eyes on the new 4K trail camera that we got. I think I figured out what it is. I rewatched it after I posted it and it just came to mind. I think it's an owl because it bobs up, it bobs down, it turns, it turns. It looked weird to me. I couldn't figure out. I'm trying to think, you know, fox or something, or a fisher climbing a tree or something, a weasel, but the eyes were too big for a small rodent like a weasel or something. And then it just hit me. I think it was an owl. Check the clip out and let me know what you guys think. I'm voting owl. The big open wet swamp is just past this hillock here and then down the other side. I've always thought this was a bit of a strange place too, like an old 1800s logging road. Just how flat this is in here. And then we've got these big rocks that are kind of piled out of the way. It just looks like a road coming through here. I do not see any moose tracks. I do not see any signs of moose feeding or rubs from antlers. I think that moose was just a one and done. One quick jaunt through this swamp and he said, hell no, there's no females here, and boom, he was gone. But we'll sneak up down here. I'll get quiet as we get close to the open marsh, and we'll just scan the far side and see if I see any signs of them. I do see a bunch of sticks, logs, snapped off. They're not cut. Piled in here, and then another pile right here. Seem to be all lined up. I don't know what that's about. Oh, there goes Gage swimming in the water. Wood duck out there on the pond. Gage scared a whole bunch of them off when he jumped in the water. No, I don't see any signs of our friend the moose. Just wanted to check this pile of sticks here just to make sure, and yeah, every one of them, they're broken. They're not cut, they're definitely snapped off, so that's kind of weird that they're all lined up here. You can see here where the pileatids have really been working these old pines. Over here on this tree, quite a few holes in this one. Some things just look out of place, and you know, like piles of rock like this, to me they look out of place. Tell me that's not been placed there like that. Come on. I didn't even know that that looked like until he walked up there. What's going on here, Gage? Somebody build a fire pit and then never use it? That's kind of odd. And it's not a great place for the fire pit. You would put the fire pit up there on the big flat rock, not here on the slant, right at the edge. It's weird. Not to mention that these rocks are freaking huge. They probably weigh 100 pounds. Would you build a fire pit with stones like that? I sure wouldn't. I'd look for little tiny ones, you know, move 3 times as many, but you know, something you can lift 5 or 8 or 10 pounds. Not those. I don't know. It's a strange one for sure. Ritualistic, Paleolithic man. I don't see any hieroglyphics, so no, I guess not. Aliens. And no, I'm not saying that's Bigfoot. Why would Bigfoot do that? I mean, there's no purpose to making a little stone structure there. To me, it looks like it would be, if anything, fire pit. But I've already told you why. I don't think it's a fire pit. What do you guys think it was? Or is? So, also, I've had a couple viewers comment on this, and I've thought of this too. I've mentioned to you guys about the deer in my yard standing on their hind legs, grabbing the trees, pulling them down, and eating the leaves, and teaching the young to do this. We've talked about it. Well, it's been brought to my attention, and through research and just thinking about it, yeah, absolutely, guys. What if those loopers are just animals, moose, deer, reaching up, pulling down trees, you know, to get the leaves? And, you know, is a deer smart enough to hook a bent over stick underneath something to get it to stay so that it can then let go of it and then eat the leaves? I don't know. But to me, it's a very logical possibility. It's one of the most logical that I've heard. So what do you guys think about that theory? Just heard a knock. Camera wasn't running. A nice solid knock. I shut the camera off because I'm going to navigate through this and I didn't want to trip while looking into the camera screen. No sooner did I do that and we got a nice loud knock. Doesn't surprise me. I mean, it happens out here all the time. I cannot explain what causes these knocks. It's not winter, the trees aren't popping and snapping. You know, if it was cold, that would be my go-to. But all summer long, all spring here, all fall, we've been listening to wham, wham. I don't know what it is, guys. I can't explain it. What is with the tree frogs today? They're just going crazy. It is September 17th. Can you guys hear those frogs? There's 3 of them. Over there, over there, over there. So the other thing we don't get down here in the ash swamp, very rare, are black bears. Again, it's just not the territory for them. Tom did get on his trail camera one year, he put out apples for the deer in deer season, and he did get a mother and 2 cubs. But in the 7 years I've been here, I've never gotten one on my trail cameras here. And the closest I've seen a bear is a mile from here, down on the bike path. One day we were biking and a mother crossed the trail in front of us, so we turned around and came back. But again, very rare in here. I guess it's this swamp being what they would say that the natural route has been destroyed by the highway being put in, right? So anything that would have came here to the lake can't get here without crossing a 4-lane major Canadian highway, and it just doesn't do it anymore. And they've actually put fences up for many miles down the side of the highway to keep animals from crossing the highway. So our 10 kilometers of swamp that goes south here, we don't get moose, very rarely. We don't get bears, very rarely. Full of deer though. I think the deer, there were just enough of them that got in here, enough feed for them that they've just, the population has multiplied on its own. Where the nice things like the moose that I like to see, he's got no partner here. He's not starting a family here anytime soon. All right, I just wanted to thank everybody for joining us today. Pretty cool walk, even if we didn't find the moose. Stay tuned, guys, because I'm going to be getting the cameras out and showing you the explosion of color and beauty that's happening up here. Right now, it's going to peak in the next 3 weeks in September, so stay tuned for that, guys. Thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you guys in our next adventure. Ugh. I'm telling you guys, I just got a spider web across the face. It was like cordage. I mean, that thing would have been a tarantula. I pray to God it's not on my back. That was the biggest. Like, I couldn't snap it. I pulled the spider web and it just stretched. It was, well, I don't even want to think about the size of the spider that made that.